Hello again, guys. BCS here again today, and today I've decided that I'm going to do my NBA playoff predictions. Only for the first round of the playoffs, though. Once the second round rolls around, I'm going to be giving my predictions for that, but for now, I'm going to do the first round. So, the NBA playoffs do start tomorrow, so make sure you guys watch it if you can. But let's not waste any time. We're going to start in the Western Conference, and our first matchup here. We got the Houston Rockets, the number one seeded Houston Rockets versus the 8th seeded Minnesota Timberwolves. I think that Houston is going to win this series. Now, Minnesota is a very good 8th seeded team because they got Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins. It's one of the better 8th seed teams that I've seen. But I feel like Houston, they've won over 60 games. I don't think they can get upset in the first round. James Harden has played a phenomenal this year. He's played at an MVP level. Chris Paul's been awesome for this team, and they're just hot. And they're probably the best offensive team in their game. So I'm going to say Houston wins this series. I'm going to say they win it in about 5 to 6 games. I feel like Minnesota will sneak a game or two. But Houston, I see them prevailing, and they're going to move on to the second round. And they would either verse the Thunder or the Utah Jazz. This is our next game, our next matchup. So the 4th-seeded Thunder versus the 5th-seeded Jazz. This can be a really good series. I feel like we could see a 6 to 7 game series right here. And I'm going to give it to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I feel like Russell Westbrook can carry this team to a few games. Paul George, he's been getting a little bit hot as of late. Carmelo Anthony, we'll see how he does in the postseason. But Utah, they're a phenomenal team too. You got Donovan Mitchell, who is consideration for Rookie of the Year. Rudy Gobert. Ricky Rubio is playing great right now for the team. And Joe Ingles. They have a great team. But I just feel like the Thunder, I feel like they have more star power. And although sometimes it can be a bad thing, I feel like it might be a good thing. Utah's definitely going to give them some problems because on the defensive side. But I feel like the Thunder will win this series. And I'm going to say in 7 hard-fought games. All right. Next matchup, we got the third-seeded Portland Trailblazers versus the 6th-seeded New Orleans Pelicans. I feel like the Blazers are going to win this series. The Pelicans, they're without DeMarcus Cousins for the year. Anthony Davis, he's been carrying this team very well. I just don't feel like he can pull off an upset in this round. The Blazers, they're hot. Damian Lillard is going to be one that has a big factor in this series. CJ McCollum, you got Yusuf Nurkic, and they're just a great team. And honestly, nobody thought they'd be the 3rd seed in the West. I feel like they're out to prove people wrong. They're going to win this series, and I'm going to say they win it in 5. All right, Golden State and the San Antonio Spurs. All right, now the Golden State Warriors, they don't have Steph Curry. They're not going to have Steph Curry until the second round. And the Spurs, Popovich, I don't even know how they made the playoffs. They haven't had Kawhi basically for almost the entire year. They've been working with Marcus Aldridge and Olds, Tony Parker, Ginobili. Golden State, I feel like, should still win this series. I feel like the Spurs are going to make it a series, though. I think Golden State wins it in 6. Kevin Durant, he's going to have to show up big. Klay Thompson, we know he can. Durant also, obviously Durant can too. But Golden State, I feel like they're just still a good team. I know they haven't been great with Curry, but I still think they're going to win in 6. And, yeah, so we're going to go to the Eastern Conference now. And our first matchup, we got the Toronto Raptors versus the Washington Wizards. I think the Raptors are going to win this series in about 5. I think the Wizards can steal a game, but John Wall, he hasn't really been healthy this year. Bradley Beal, he's great. But, really, other than that, I don't know if they're going to be able to beat this Raptors team. The Raptors, DeMar DeRozan is playing awesome. You got Kyle Lowry playing absolutely great. You got Serge Ibaka, Jonas Valanciunas. I just feel like that they're going to win this series in 5. And, yeah, that's about all I can say. And also the Raptors have been playing great at home, so I just feel like the Raptors are going to win the series in 5. All right, second matchup in the Eastern Conference, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Indiana Pacers. I think the Cavs are going to win in 5. The Pacers are going to steal one game out of the Cleveland. LeBron, LeBron has never lost a game in the first round. I feel like he'll lose a game because his team's not as great as it usually is, but Cleveland, they're going to beat this team. And it's really LeBron, he's out for blood. He's out on a mission to try to get his 4th ring. And Indiana, they're kind of a young team. And the team led by Victor Oladipo, no disrespect, he's had a great year, but I just don't see them overcoming this Cavs team with LeBron. Kevin Love's going to play great. He really hasn't had too much of a chance to shine in the playoffs because he's been injured. And, yeah, but Cleveland, they're going to win in 5. All right, our second to last matchup, we got the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Miami Heat. The Sixers, they ended the season on a 16-game winning streak. It's going to continue. They're going to win in 5 against Miami. Miami, I mean, they're a pretty good team with Dragic, Hassan Whiteside. You know, they got, Dion Waiters out for the year. James Johnson, Kelly Olynyk could get hot. But 76ers, they're just such a very, very hot team right now. And it's a perfect time for them to get hot. Ben Simmons is going to be awesome in this series. They might not have Joel Embiid for a game, but once Joel Embiid comes back, that's gonna give him that extra edge over Miami, and they'll prevail in this series. They'll be moving on to round 2. All right, in our last matchup here, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. This could be an upset because Celtics do not have Kyrie, and this is going to be a tough series. This is going to go to 7. I'm going to give Boston a slight edge, and you might be like, why would you pick Boston if they don't have any star power right now? How could you go against Giannis? But I just feel like that the Celtics are they're a tough team. I mean, they're a good defensive team, and they got the home court advantage. They play great at home. I feel like that Jason Tatum's going to show up. Jaylen Brown's going to show up. Terry Rozier is pretty underrated as a point guard. They're going to show up in this series. This is going to go to 7. Boston's going to have a tough series here against Milwaukee. But I just feel like that Boston is still going to go on to the second round. And yeah, so that's my predictions for the first round. I had Houston winning. I had the Thunder winning. I had the Blazers winning. The Warriors winning. The Raptors winning. The Cavs winning. The Sixers winning. And the Celtics winning. So let me know what you guys think about my predictions. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? And what do you guys think? Who's winning these first round games, man? Who's going on to the second round? And be on the lookout for when round 2 begins, because I will be doing this again. But yeah, until next time, I'm BCS, and I'm out.